The U.S. pharmaceutical landscape has changed drastically and quite radically over the last decade. The result? We're now getting lots of not so valuable cancer drugs and not getting the pharmaceuticals that we really need. Our very own ACTSHA's Dr. Josh Bloom explains. He calls it a huge antibiotic crisis, a result of antibacteria resistance in the past few decades. Dr. Josh Bloom explains the issue in a recent op-ed published in the New York Post. He says nearly 90,000 people die each year from resistant bacterial infections, mostly in hospitals.
Bacteria, which used to be treatable by common antibiotics, are becoming badly resistant, and in some cases, we are down to 1 or maybe even 0 antibiotics to treat certain infections. There's a real scenario that people will start dying from gonorrhea, which is unheard of since penicillin was invented.
To make matters worse, he says the FDA isn't focusing on reintroducing antibiotic research, something that fizzled in the 90s. Instead, the agency approved 39 new drugs last year alone, 11 of them for cancer.
Cancer is a very tough problem, and the biology and chemistry that's being done to address it is really state of the art. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the results that you want. So there is a whole new generation of so-called targeted therapies for cancer, and they are not performing the way that they were supposed to. In particular, you get maybe a few extra months of life or disease-free progression at a cost of about $100,000 a year. So it's not surprising that drug companies decided to go into something more profitable and shut down something that was not profitable and not even feasible to do.
Derek Lowe, an oncology researcher at a pharmaceutical company, had this to say on his blog, titled In the Pipeline. It's a premier blog in the world of pharmaceutical research. He says, quote, "It's not like we're trying to find something that just extends a cancer patient's life by 4 months. We try all these mechanisms that look biologically like they might really work. It's just that cancers are too unstable. They mutate their way around a lot of our good ideas, and the cells that remain roar back in an untreatable form."
In response to the political pressure to increase drug approvals, they've really dropped the bar in oncology drugs. So if something's toxic, it almost doesn't matter as long as it works a little bit. That way they will not get criticized if people die from toxic effects of cancer drugs, because they're probably going to die anyhow. We're in all kinds of trouble here, and it's just a matter of how bad it gets, how fast, and whether any action can be taken to stop it. It should also be noted that if every drug company in the world went back to doing antibiotic research, it's going to take 10 years to get one, and they're not so easy to find either. So everything is wrong here.
To read Dr. Bloom's article, head to our website, hsdispatch.com. For ACTSHA, I'm Anna Samofska.